Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'll be looking at the FIC AU11 Enforce 2 motherboard. This motherboard is based upon the NVIDIA Enforce 2 chipset, and let me now just go over in detail some of the key features about this particular motherboard. Right here is where you install the CPU. You also can install 3 gigabytes of memory, and this board does support the new 128-bit dual channel memory. Right here are the primary and secondary controllers, a floppy controller right here. Also 6 PCI slots and 1 AGP slot, and this AGP slot does support 8 times AGP video cards. Right here is where the power connection goes, and there's only one on this board, and that again is right here. Now there are a few fan headers on this board. There are 2 up here, and there's 1 down here. Right here is where the PS2 mouse and the keyboard get installed. You have 2 USB ports right here. You have 2 more over here. A parallel port and 2 COM ports, a LAN, and as well 5.1 channel audio. Let me now have a look at some of the interesting features within this particular BIOS. First I'll look at the advanced chipset features, and in here you've got a lot of overclocking features where you can tweak your system. Now there's system performance here at the top. You've got an optimal setting, you've got an aggressive setting, and also you've got an expert setting. If you choose the expert setting, you can go in and change the multiplier as well as the front side bus setting. And by the way, the front side bus here goes all the way up to 211 megahertz. However, this motherboard is stable only at a maximum of 185 megahertz. Also further down here, you've got memory timings. Now you've got a few options here as well. You can have an optimal setting, you can have an aggressive setting, or you can go expert. And again, if you choose expert, you can change all these different timings. And even further down here, you've got the AGP aperture size you can change, and a few other options which really enable you to overclock and get the most out of your system. Within the integrated peripherals part of this BIOS is where you can go to enable and disable the primary and secondary channel, your USB ports, your audio, your LAN, and so on. And within the PC health status part of this BIOS, you can go in and view the system temperature, the CPU temperature, all the different fan speeds, and all of the different voltages. And also you can set a warning temperature for the CPU. You can go in here and choose which temperature you want. When it reaches that temperature, it will actually warn you. Also at the bottom here, you've got a shutdown temperature. Again, you can set this to whatever you want, and if the system was to reach this, it would shut down automatically. And if you are overclocking, you would want to go into this area as well. It's called Power BIOS Features, and in here you can adjust the different voltages on the CPU, the video, as well as the memory. Now within the CPU, you can go all the way up to 2.2 volts, and the AGP, you can go all the way up to 1.8, and the memory, you can go all the way up to 2.9. The SciSoftware Sandra 2003 CPU result is 8,712. The CPU multimedia result is 12,912, and the memory result is 2,867. The PC Mark 2002 results are: the CPU score is 7,088, the memory score is 5,424, and the hard drive score is 1,027. The 3D Mark 2001 second edition result is 9,757. These are the following Quake 3 Arena settings: a video mode of 1024 by 768, the color depth is 32-bit, geometric detail is high, texture detail is at max, texture quality is 32-bit, and the texture filter is trilinear. And the result is 173.8 frames per second. In the Comanche 4 demo, these are the following benchmark settings: a screen resolution of 1024 by 768, the bit depth is 32, texture compression is checked, I've disabled the VSync, and hardware shaders are checked. And the result is 47.05 frames per second. In the XS Mark, I will be using all the benchmark default settings except for a screen resolution of 1024 by 768 at 32-bit. And the result is 7,357. The Unreal Tournament 2003 benchmark results at a screen resolution of 1024 by 768R. The flyby is 164.11. And the bot match is 65.74. This motherboard has it all. It's very well priced. Also, it performs well and is stable. Now, there are a couple things that this board is missing. It's missing serial ATA as well as RAID, but overall, this motherboard is kick-ass. Again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this has been another video review. Be sure to check back very soon. I will have a brand new one for you then. Also, pop into my website at www.3dgameman.com, and while you're there, you can go into the forums and register if you haven't already. Remember, registration is completely free. Until the next time, take care.